Yes, hello, Sean Gotti here, coming to you from Raleigh, North Carolina. And there's not a single radio show around here that's worth a damn. So I'm listening to the Eric Zane Show podcast, coming to you live Monday through Friday. So sit back, get your trays in the upright position, feet and elbows out of the aisle, because here he comes, Eric Zane.
And hello to you. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Eric Zane Show podcast. This is a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures each and every day of the work week. And I blew right by the 800 episode mark without saying a word. That's because I don't realize it until after the show is done. So, yeah, I realized it after the free podcast yesterday that we had hit 800 and then failed to mention it on the Patreon because there was just so much fun to be had. But it is worth mentioning. Today would be 801. I'll have to remember in 100 episodes that we will hit sometime in 2022 here. And then in 2023, we'll hit 1,000. 1,000 episodes. You know, I don't think I've done anything outside of my time at GRD in one place more than this. It's a little bit horrible, really. I take it back. I mean, technically, I worked at the mobile home of rock and roll, Z93, from about the fall of 91 till spring of 98. But, you know, different capacities. Part-timer, overnight jock, night jock, afternoons. I did like all of those spinning records. And that brings me to the recurring dream. Because, thank you, Aram, I appreciate that. Back in those days, you actually had to take a CD and put it into a CD player, and then you would, when the one song would end, you would start the next song. You'd do a manual segue. We even had turntables. Some of the music was on vinyl, and you would actually spin a record. I think it was, a quarter turn backwards or something like that. You don't want any wow or flutter. Those were terms. If you don't go back enough on the cue in, you know, you can't, you'll start the record and you'll hear that. They call it wow. I forget what flutter is, but I just remember that term. Hang on, I got to finish this coffee. That coffee at the bottom of the thing. Mud. So that, and then, you know, everybody kept getting fired. Tim Hartley got fired because he was selling Amway on the air. Doug Brooker got fired because he broke into Ferris's office and stole something, and Ferris suspected somebody had been stealing, so he set up a voice-activated tape recorder and determined that it was Brooker, and he was right. Rick Ellis moved on. Connie Shilkey got fired. And then I didn't get fired. Ferris didn't fire me. I said I quit. I'm going back. I'm going into the career field that I went to school for. And they said, no, hang on. Why don't you try mornings with Joe Volk? All right, I'll try it. And it stuck. So I think I started mornings just before. It was when Diana was pregnant, I believe. So that would have been 1990, sometime late 94 or 95, early 95. So I did that for about 3 years. but this show now with 3 years, 3 months. It's pretty ridiculous to think that we've been able to pull this off. And I owe it all to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Just got someone new on Patreon, too, on the overnight. I appreciate that. That was, let's see here. That would be Hayden. Thank you to Hayden for signing up on Patreon. I appreciate that. One a day. Sign up for my Patreon, the free podcast. I appreciate your time. But if you really want to make your old pal Eric Zane smile, sign up on the Patreon, Patreon, with just hours of content each and every week. Yesterday, we did Ted Nugent karaoke. Now, I have been doing my impression of Ted Nugent for quite some time, and I have never actually attempted Ted Nugent karaoke. I don't think. Maybe I did, but I don't remember. But I think actually, if it's a Ted Nugent song that he sings in, it would stand to reason that I would be able to pull it off to some degree because of busting out the impression all the time. You shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Pop. Hang on a second here. So it would stand to reason I could pull off like a musical impression. I'm kind of a mimic. And I think I did. I think we did do it. Stand by. Yes, sir. Period. See you then. Sorry. Reaching out to somebody. Oh, I got to reach out to Joe Martinez. I should have done this before the show got started. What up, buddy? Question mark. Please let me know when you are in the driveway. Period. I will come out and get you to save the dogs from losing their minds. Period. Rom says it was better than the original. I don't know about that. I mean, Ted may be a crazy fuck, but, you know. But there's only a few songs that Ted sings to me that are worth singing. Pretty much Free for All. When in doubt, I whip it out. And Cat Scratch Fever. And what else does he actually sing on? Motor City Madhouse. And that's about it. The rest, another dude sings. I think his name is Derek St. Holmes. Which I always want to call him David St. Hubbins. Or Derek St. Hubbins. But that's the name of the guy from Spinal Tap. So.
The Motor City Man.
The Motor City Man. Thank you, Adam. Love Grenade is the best. Yeah, I don't know if we can do a karaoke version of Love Grenade. What a stupid song. Holy shit. Welcome in. I'm so glad you're here. The live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. If you're listening to the pre-recorded audio podcast later on, wherever you download podcasts, you can, if you would, follow me on Twitch. Either download the Twitch app and search Eric Zane Live, all one word, or just go to twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live on your desktop, laptop, whatever it may be. Thank you for the follow. If you would, go the extra mile and subscribe with your Amazon Prime account. Link it up. Twitch Prime is big red button. Just hit the damn thing. Sign up with your Amazon Prime. Doesn't cost you anything. It's simple to do. And huge benefits for your old pal Eric Zane. And then, if you're watching it live, you do not get interrupted by a bunch of commercials that just plop in at random times, disturbing everything and wrecking the flow. Okay? Sign up for free with Twitch Prime. Or throw $5 at it if you don't have an Amazon Prime account, and you get all that for the $5 you pay each month. And then make sure to do it each and every month. Thank you. All right. Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Jason Schaefer, he says, who's on trivia today? It's you. Okay, we get it. Hey, everybody, Jason's got to be playing trivia. He's been talking about it. He's been so excited. He's talking about it every single time he gets on here. No, welcome. welcome. I'm glad you're here. You will take on Dale in trivia today. I hope he doesn't get too graphic. That was awful last time. Just too much. I cannot handle it. That happens at 10:30 today. Here in the household, we have a bit of weirdness going on. The first indicator that there was a problem was when I was standing in front of my naked brother-in-law, the NFK. I said, "Oh, hey, buddy, let's go upstairs and get cleaned up." Okay, yeah, no problem. So I went to his room, got his clean clothes that we're going to put on him. Plan is to go upstairs. I've put Benny, the one-eyed wonder dog, away because Benny is not impressed with Kevin. As you remember that story where Benny actually attacked him and almost knocked him over. That would have been terrible. So I have to put Benny into a room with the door closed. I think he thinks the NFK is like a robot or something because he comes, the way he walks and he's got a cane. And put Benny away. Kevin goes into the bathroom, strips naked. Large amount of mustard on his pants. That inability to use a paper towel or a napkin when he's eating. It's like he actually has a pile of paper towels and napkins in front of him, but he prefers the pants. He goes to the pants first. Let's wear our napkins. Just wipe our hands on our pants. I'm telling you, life is way different when you have clean clothes every day and a half and a clean body. It's just, he approached me the other day and he goes, yeah, when he went to his last medical appointment with the surgeon, and the surgeon said, I don't need to see you for several months now. Kevin said, he's actually voiced, maybe I'll get the okay to take a shower by myself again. And I'm like, well, I'm sure you can, and then I'm like, but I know you're just not good at it. I would rather him not do that. To me, there's an inherent risk of him wiping out. Second of all, outside of mustard to the pants movements, we don't have a lot of mobility to get in all the nooks and crannies. And basically just going like this is not going to do the job. Your brother-in-law is going to get that loofah on a stick. And, you are clean. If I decided, you're so clean that if I decided to toss your salad, I don't have to worry about filth there. Okay? That's how clean you are. I get it. I get all the nooks and crannies. I've gotten so aggressive in the cleaning that I am not kidding you. Because at first, when you would scrub the ass with the loofah on a stick, I would just spray water on it, when it's done. But now you got to make sure you get the soapy water out of there. So I'm actually opening his ass crack and then to get into all the good spots. I don't even care anymore because it's like all those barriers have broken down. And you want those barriers broken down. If you're taking care of someone, you don't want to be squeamish to get into the good sack meat area and rinse that appropriately because you want to make sure that the patient, in this case, is clean with nothing that can irritate their skin. And then you really got to get underneath and really dry off that ball meat zone. Okay, and his belly button, make sure everything's clean and dry. This is all very, very important. I take great pride in the resurgence of his skin. It's less ashy these days because of your old pal Eric Zane. I'm the man when it comes to this. I'm going somewhere with this. I'm not just tooting my own horn. talking about how well I scrub the NFK's nutsack and asshole. But he gets into the the way the process is, you put the dog away, you put his clothes into the bathroom, you put gloves on, which I have these latex gloves on. I go, okay, buddy, let's go up and get it done. And he, he said, hey, well, maybe I can shower on my own. No, I don't think you're going to shower on your own. I get him upstairs, and but at this point, the shower has been running for enough time that it's warm water. And he gets in there, and I notice he immediately turns the water up as hot as it'll go. And then he's kind of like got his hand out, and he's like waiting. And I go, and I notice there's no steam rolling off. And I go, how's it? How is it? He goes, it's cold. I go, oh, yeah, sometimes it takes a little while. No big deal. So we're just standing there for about a minute or two. He's completely nude. And it's warmer, but it's not warm enough. Something's wrong. So I'm like, oh, shit. A little bit of time goes by, and I go, So it's kind of like it's warmer than when you first turn it on, but it's not warm enough for a shower. And he goes, well, it's okay. Just I go, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you stay out of the blast of water, and I'll just hit the vitals. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this thing. Scrub his head. Get the pits, asshole, balls, feet. That's it. Get out. He's a little cold, so I like quickly dry him off, dry his head off. Okay, sorry about that, buddy. Get him all situated. He's good to go. Then I'm like, wait, what the fuck is going on here with it? Because it's a boiler. We actually have a boiler. I got roped into buying a boiler. Now I'm glad we bought it, but it was fucking expensive. And I go down there, I look at this boiler, and it's got all these messages on it that I don't understand what the fuck it is. So I call up the dude who installed it, Joe Martinez. I go, hey, the boiler's fucked. Ay, turn it off and turn it on, senor. Do that. And there's like a computer display on it. And it's cycling through all these messages and shit. And I go, yeah. He goes, be patient. It takes a little bit to boot up the appropriate way. Just leave it alone. Okay, cool. That's it. I go, should be fine. Now, this happened before this. And legit, all we did was turn it off for 1 minute. It reset. Turn it back on. Good to go. Awesome. I go to the YMCA and forget about it. There, I'm drenched in sweat. It's bad. So I'm like, okay, I should shower here just in case. You know where this is going. Just in case there's still something wrong with the boiler. Nah, it'll be all right. No big deal. I leave. Stewing in my own juice. Cannot wait to get home and get in the shower. I get home, let the dogs out. Bruce takes a dump. I bring the bags, throw it away, go into the kitchen, wash my hands. Water's cold. I'm like, oh no. It's even colder than it was. Now it's just cold. There's not a degree of warmth to it in any way, shape, or form. It's been too long. And I'm like, hey, buddy. I call up Joe. And he's on the fucking exercise bike and doing FaceTime, showing him the messages. He goes, yeah, you got a switch got tripped. It has to be reset if that's the only problem. Find this. He goes, take the cover off. He goes, is that it? No. Is that it? No. I can't find the switch you're talking about. He goes, okay, I'll come see you tomorrow. See you later. I'm like, oh, fuck. That means I'm taking a sponge bath. Okay, sponge bath, the worst thing. God, Jesus. Water's still cold. And so basically, I'm kind of like wash rag, soap on it, and then scrubbing, and then I have to rinse the rag and then go back over my skin to get the oil off and the soap. And then it kind of does. There's going to be a lot of soap, oil, shit, residue on there. 1 second after getting this done, I'm itching. I'm itching like a son of a bitch. So then I completely cover my body in Jergens hand lotion, body lotion, and I'm still laying in bed. It just feels weird. My hair, I didn't wash my hair. It looks like fuck. It's all oily as shit. It's terrible. And then I'm just like itching in bed. It made for a horrible night. Everything is fucked just because of that. I cannot imagine. At one point, I was like, maybe I should put some water on the stove, and then, like old school Little House on the Prairie. And, but no, I didn't do that. I did it worse. I did it with cold water, which wasn't really conducive to the rinse process. The whole thing was shitty. It was just like, I felt like a fucking caveman. It's terrible. Hard to, you could derail an entire civilization if you took away hot water. Okay, all of this makes me think about people in Ukraine, okay? Fuck the hot water. They don't have shit over there because the Russians are lobbing bombs at them and missiles and now chemical weapons. And here I am bitching about a lack of hot water. Fuck. How embarrassing is that? All right, gotta do some yoga here. So I'm waiting for Senor Martinez. He should be here sometime between 8:45 or 9:45 and 10. So I'll be cutting out, but I'll be ducking out by then. I'm gonna dip, as the young people say. I'm gonna dip and leave you. And then we got Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia with Jason, taking on Dale at 10:30. I even opened up the Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia to the general audience. And so I'll invite somebody in for next week, but Jason is up for this week. I promised him. He's helping me out, actually, because I was like, hey, I don't have anybody to play. So thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. I talked about doing radio at Z93 with CDs and shit like that. And that has been, I had two recurring radio dreams yesterday. I had another dream, which I just can't seem to shake it, of my old radio show, the one that brought me a great deal of success, that we all brought a great deal of success, that I haven't paid attention to. I still am doing this. It's been almost a month and a half since I put that to bed for the first time in 6+ years, and life is so much easier when I don't care about that, and it's worked out very, very well. But I still am having these terrible recurring dreams, and the one that involves them is I am working there again, and then they're all laughing at me, and because I'm like a low-level person at the radio station in the stream who's like, getting coffee for people and maybe like working the overnight, and then everybody's laughing at me, and I'm like, oh God, this is terrible. It's horrible. It's a very humiliating dream. And then the other one is, I also had this last night. God, I cannot keep from having dead air happen, and I keep forgetting to put the next CD in, so then the 38 special song will end, and then, oh no, where's my Leonard Skinner CD, motherfucker? And I turn around, I gotta go to the wall of CDs, look under L, grab it, take it out, put it in the thing, close the tray, cue, go. And it just sounds like shit, and everybody hates me. It's fucking terrible. God, I hate those fucking dreams. Get out of my head. Please, I'm begging. So there you go. So still, this is what we do every day. Thank you so much to Irvine's again for sponsoring the Twitch stream. I realize I'm kind of bouncing around on things. I think it's how it's going to be today. Got a number of things to talk about. A lot of small things to talk about. Facebook brought to you by Irvine's. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. I'm back to pissing people off on Facebook, by the way. Jimmy Kimmel referred to Marjorie Taylor Greene as Klan Mom. So I titled my content that I put up there as Klan Mom Marjorie Taylor Greene versus Jimmy Kimmel, Part 2. And then the deal about Matt Gaetz getting involved. And, oh, my God, does that piss people off. And so people just insult me. And so then what I do is the latest thing I do is I then go to their profile picture and I zoom in on their worst features. And then I take that captured image and post it as a reply of whatever, dude's bald head or dude's 4 chins or dude's crooked teeth. And then that just incites them even more. Oh, my God. That's easier, though, than actually tell them to go fuck themselves, because that always gets me in trouble. We are, about a month now since the last time I was serving a suspension. My good pal Stu McAllister serving a suspension. There's also more news about Stu. Try not to give it away if you're talking on the live stream on Twitch, but Stu has another big bit of news that on the Patreon I'm going to talk about today. If you listen to his podcast, you already know. I'm on Twitter at Eric Zane Show. On Twitter, if you could follow me there. Brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Thank you very much. And the almighty YouTube. Brought to you by Frank the Tank Fuss. My Policy Shop Insurance, Eric Zane Show on YouTube. Yesterday, walked out the front door, and I heard a ferocious bark. So I knew it wasn't one of my dogs. I take it back. O'Neill and Benny have loud barks, but I'm like, well, what the fuck? Is that one of mine? And I look up, and it's this enormous yellow lab barking at me and wagging her tail. And it's Schimmel's dog, Sonny. And so this dog, the first thing I do is I go, shut up, Sonny. And then I'm like, why are you here? Because Schimmel lives, you got to cut through the Hallelujah's yard, and then you'll see you got to walk by Schimmel's chicken coops, by his garage, and then his house is on the next street, okay? And known him and his kids forever. So I'm like, why? Sonny is never, ever here. Sonny is, I get the feeling that Sonny is wayward and lost. So I start walking over to Schimmel's, and all she does is follows me and barks in my face. So I got to put up with that shit. And I walk through the Hallelujah's yard. I go into the backyard. I walk by the chicken coops. Sonny's barking the whole time. Oh, 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 oh. I'm like, shut the fuck up. I get to the front porch of Schimmel's house. Sonny gets there. She stops barking. She's just looking at me, wagging her tail. And I go, all right. I start petting her. Bang on the door. She starts barking again. I go, no, you're not in the house. Don't bark now. You can see that it's me, you dumbass. Continue pounding on the door. Nothing. I'm like, oh, fuck. I look. There's packages on the porch. There's nobody home. What the fuck is going on? They have a service door to their garage. And I open it up. Sonny goes right in there. She's got a bed, water bowl, food, and lays right down on the bed. And then there's another service door on the other side of the garage that's cracked open. She should be in the garage right now. She escaped. And I'm now putting her back. And so I go, oh, fuck. So I walk through the garage, close the other door, lock it, walk back to this door. See you later, Sonny. Close it. That's it. So she's supposed to be in there. I reach out to Schimmel's son, Nick. I go, hey, your dad's dog got out, man. And he goes, yeah, they're in Florida. This is a good thing that you did that, because my other brother is coming to pick her up tonight to take care of her after he gets off her. So what happened was Mom and Dad took off out of town, And they left the dog in the garage for a few hours till the other son shows up, but the fucking dog got out. So now, if I didn't walk out of the house at the right time, who God knows what would have happened to Sonny. So I'm like, holy shit, it's a good thing I saw her. And good thing she followed me, barking in my face. I know her because I've pet her before, but she's probably thought, oh, there's that big goblin again. I'm gonna have to. He's attacking my house. I have to attack him. Lovable dog. Glad she's okay. And all is well with the world. So now I can't wait till Schimmel gets back because he's probably gonna get me a T-shirt or something in Florida because I saved his dog. Speaking of old men like Schimmel, my dad is joining us tomorrow on the show for Dear Meathead. Looks like Aram has already sent in a question. What is that about? I just saw that you sent it, but I didn't actually read it. See what you're up to now. Probably no good. Hello, sir. My friend told a funny story yesterday. He is friends with the television announcer for the local minor league football team and is a casual fan of the team. I was surprised to hear that the TV announcer called my friend on the day of the game to ask what time the game starts. Is this a high caliber announcer? This is too involved, Aram. He's not going to get it. Why don't you just ask me? He's not going to know okay, I love you, but he has dementia. Can you in some way ask him a question that doesn't make his head explode? So no. That's not going to work. You guys are the worst question writers I have ever seen in my entire life. God, read it. Read it to yourself and ask the question, would this make sense to a dementia patient? That's what you should do, because that does not. He's going to look, what the fuck are you talking about? Less fucking details. Tyler says, more details, please. Yeah, you don't need to... Stop with the fucking super involved turns at every sentence fucking shit. All right. Regarding the dog, Sarah says, see, that's why Brad has to stay home to watch Monster. I don't trust anyone. Come on now. I see John Jamingo is in the audience. Mandates near where you live, yeah. John lives, I believe, in that shithole known as Cherry Hill. Isn't that right? Cherry Hill, New Jersey. That's really close to Philly. And since you're the Philly fanatic, or whatever you call yourself, isn't that what you call yourself, the Philly fanatic? Yeah, mask mandates in your beloved Philly. That is good news. Thank God. Thank God for variants. Variants are going to make America great again. Yes, to contagiousness. We got to keep these people down. This is what we need to do. Jesse says, I thought Cherry Hill was nice. Yeah, well, John's there, so I have to say something bad about it. Adam with a great example of a question. Why is a carrot more orange than an orange? Perfect. Jason Schaefer says, yeah, try not to Jen Psaki the questions. No multiple topics. John Jamingo wants to know how much for the Boomer Bunker to sponsor NFK shower segments. We can make that happen. No, we can't. We can't video him taking a shower and then post it. John says, no. Carl calls me the Philly fanatic. You're kind of a legend. You realize that, don't you? No, Carl calls me the Philly fanatic. No! All right. So getting back to Aram, that was a horrible question. You got to start over. Think pithy. That is not pithy. It's just you're just trying to. I understand you're trying to weave me into it and make him say something bad about me, but it's so goddamn convoluted is just terrible. My God. Okay, in San Francisco, did you see this story about the cops pulling over the driverless car? This is great. Okay, first of all, if there's a driverless car, an automated vehicle, autonomous vehicle going down the road, so if a cop pulls up to it and turns its lights on, it's going to pull over? But this is great because the thing took off. Some guy was shooting video of this moment when it happened. And here you go. Here's the story.
A future is here, and it has everybody talking tonight. A video showing a self-driving car getting...
Did she say a future is here? Is that really how she started that?
A future is here, and it has everybody talking tonight. A video showing a self-driving car getting pulled over by police in San Francisco has gone viral on social media. NBC Bay Area Stephanie Magallon spoke with the man who took that.
God, I don't like those things. I don't like driverless cars. They just freak me out. I want to get the fuck out of there.
Video and has the story.
It looks like an ordinary traffic stop. The officer gets out to speak with the driver, but then
ain't nobody in it.
It turns into the scene of a futuristic movie.
Well, I was super surprised. I mean, one, because I haven't actually seen one of those cars actually drive autonomously.
He and others thought the cruise car was evading police after getting
takes
pulled
off.
over. Everyone, including police, were laughing.
They're going, hey, stop.
They might have been like embarrassed because a lot of people were looking at them at the time, or they just thought the whole situation.
And then it stops again.
Was funny.
It turns out the cruise car was pulled over for having its headlights off. In a tweet, Cruise says the AV yielded to police, then pulled over to the nearest safe location for a traffic stop, and added.
Well, really? That's the same thing that black guys say that they're doing that gets them shot. You know, hey, officer, I just wanted to get to a safe spot. Bam! So I guess those cops are probably going to get sued because they did not open fire and empty the magazine and then go into the trunk and get the shotgun and shoot the fuck out of the car. Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
They work closely with SFPD on how to interact with these vehicles and have dedicated phone numbers for them to call. But experts say the clear confusion in this video shows that better protocols are needed.
Clearly, the police were confused. They didn't know what to do. We need to have processes and protocols and standards that cars can actually communicate. Maybe there's a switch where the cars can be stopped by the police.
Professor Nog also says there should be a bigger effort in training officers and other first responders on what to do with these self-driving vehicles.
Oh, God. No. They already have to do enough training to avoid shooting black guys.
Different scenarios. Cruise started offering free nights.
They don't need this. That's too much.
Those who've gotten a ride from them say they're safe.
I did not feel like I was being driven around by a computer. It felt like there was a real human.
That's an all-American guy in San Francisco. That's what 99% of the people sound like.
Says they went up the hills, past jaywalkers and Mooney buses. He was really surprised by how well the car maneuvers.
San Francisco is just another country. That's what this is.
The experience was magical.
We reached out to San Francisco police for comment, but have not heard
Experience was
back
magical.
Yet. In San Francisco, Stephanie Magallon, NBC Bay Area News.
Uh-huh. All right, well, there you go. Oh, boy.
Good evening.
About the closest thing we have, I don't know if I've actually ever seen one. I know I indicated I did. I don't know, though, that I've actually ever seen one on the road around here. I think the closest thing, I've only seen them in, like, video pieces like that. But that would freak me out. Around here, about as far as they'll go is, like at a restaurant, they've got, like, a big warming fucking locker. You put food into it and you close the door and then it delivers it, and it just kind of ambles down the sidewalk. It's like someone is going to steal that. John says San Francisco's a real shithole town. Well, not when I went there. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of great but that was probably 10 years ago. I think it's because John is, I don't know, he's probably weighing in on the fact that it's such a liberal community. That's why John thinks San Francisco is a real shithole town. He's probably never been outside of Cherry Hill. That's my guess. I don't know if you guys had a chance to check the Boomer Bunker podcast that went on yesterday after this show. So is that regular now? Every Monday at 10 a.m. as my show's winding down, they can count on hearing you. All right. As we sit here, my nose just filled with a lot of fart. And one of these three beasts here just dropped one. Holy cow. Andrea says there are self-driving cars downtown Grand Rapids, but they have a person in it just in case. Nick says it could be due to the fact that there's shit and needles everywhere. Well, you see, you haven't been there. You're only getting that from your trash websites that you look at that paint the city that way. Of course. But you pay attention to those crazy-ass fucking political podcasts that try to tell you that. You believe all of that shit because you're a dumbass. All right? You haven't seen that with your own eyes. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. A lot of people talk about Los Angeles as a shithole because the homeless issue. And, you know, I've seen that to some degree when I visited, but it still isn't like I wouldn't avoid going there. I don't think it's that big of a deal at all. They stay in they try to take care of those people the best they can, but fucking lighten up. There's homelessness everywhere, you idiots. You don't want homelessness? Move to fucking Alaska. Corey says San Francisco is a lot nicer than L.A. Have you guys been to these places? You mean recently? Are you just speaking out of your ass? Good point. JD Babe, 2001. Michigan has too many potholes for the self-driving cars. Yeah, they're all going to fucking fall apart. Nick says, here you go, buddy, from your trusted source. And he sends me a CNN link. Nah, dude, I don't have time for your nonsense. Just shut up. Shut up and sit there. All right. The open of this show brought to you by the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. I think Mario might have been liquored up. He was visited me during the Ironman game, and he swore on our live stream, which made me think that we can do that too. I don't know if I want to do that, though. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Mario owns a football team. He owns a mortgage company, and he wants you to reach out to him no matter where you are. 231-332-6505. Get a mortgage from anywhere in the U.S. with the exception of South Carolina, the Grease Balls in Maine, Alaska, or Hawaii. Okay? Other than that, you can get a mortgage. Now, if you're like, hey, man, I can't do it. My credit is just not good enough. Would you let him determine that? Let him do the heavy lifting. And if you're right on that, he can help you to get your act in gear. All right? You're going to have to make some dedicated effort to turn it around. It took you a while to get into that messy situation. Might take you a little bit of time to get out of it, but in the long run, you're going to be helping yourself. You got to commit. 231-332-6505. But, you know, if you're the person who has a fantastic credit score, this is going to be an easy process for you. Mario has the money, and he can get it to you to fund whatever it is you're looking for your mortgage needs. 231-332-6505. Okay, if you or someone you know or love is getting set to turn 65 or is already 65 and utilizing the Medicare system, think about getting a visit, just a phone call with Frank Fuss. Okay, this is a 100% free service, and this is so important. Sorry, I got to do more yoga. My hip is bothering me. I ran hard yesterday. 616-914-4070. That's 616-914-4070. So if someone you know or love already has Medicare, you want to make sure that they're getting everything that is afforded to them by having the right boxes checked. So the Medicare Advantage Plan expert, that would be Frank, can give you a review of your setup on your Medicare benefits right now. And again, this is free. It's a 5 or 10 minute conversation. It's all it's going to take. And then he's on the case. You don't pay him. Insurance companies pay him. He could help you with Medicare. He could help you with Obamacare, whatever it may be. That's what he did for me and my family. And because if you have to utilize the Obamacare system, it seriously, you can't do this on your own. I just reminded myself I got to write a note down to do intro, Frank to my buddy. All right. We got comedy, Full House Comedy. Online at fullhousecomedy.com. Go see a comedy show. Who is coming up this week? Let's see here. This is the only comedy venue in West Michigan. Rob Little's terrific. I remember Rob. Thursdays at the Corner Bar in Rockford. Friday, Creston Brewing, Grand Rapids Comedy Club. 2 shows. Saturday, Grand Rapids Comedy Club for 2 shows. That's awesome. And, that is it for this weekend. Alan True, I see coming up at Howard City Lanes. Oh, that's going to be a hoot. Ricardo Winston and Brianna Blackburn. April 28th. The world-famous Brad Williams. That's the guy that gave Ben his guest spot at his show the same day he got fired from the radio years ago. Brad's in town at the end of April. So lots of great shows coming up. You want to see who's coming where? Go to fullhousecomedy.com. All right. Who knew that there could be something funny in the sentencing hearing for the guy who killed all the school kids at Parkland High School? I didn't even realize that this, who did this? That it's somebody named Nicholas Cruz. I couldn't tell you. I don't recall ever seeing this person. You know how, like, when a lot of times when there's one of these mass murders, a school shooting, you'll see. If someone held that up to me and said, "Hey, who is this?" I was like, "I don't know. Somebody who's in jail. I don't have any fucking idea." But for the sentencing hearing, they need a jury to do this. So jury pool notification goes out. People show up at the courthouse. You answer questions. I've had this happen only once. I answered all the questions the best of my ability, and then they said, "Thank you for your time. Goodbye." Took me half a day. Prospective juror for the sentencing of Nicholas Cruz asked the judge to dismiss her from jury duty earlier this week, claiming she didn't have enough time to fulfill her civic duty. Because there's a number of things coming up in the month of July. That's when they suspect that this would take place. God, the wheels of justice fucking grind slow. The selected jurors will eventually determine whether Nicholas Cruz will face the death penalty or life in prison. He killed 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. I'm confused. They call it the Parkland shooting, but it's at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Cruz was once a student there, and then on Valentine's Day in 2018, That's where I guess when it all went down. Jurors will have to agree to the death penalty unanimously in order for him to receive such a sentence. Otherwise, he'll face life in prison without the possibility of parole. Hours into the jury selection, Circuit Judge Elizabeth Scherer asked if she had missed anyone with concerns or questions. Did you have a question? She asked in a video of the proceedings, pointing off camera toward one of the prospective jurors, who she eventually identifies as Miss Bristol. Excuse me. This lady has a question. This is a whole entire month, the woman says. First of all, let me clarify myself, which sounds weird. July 2nd is my birthday. July 4th is my son. And the 18th is my other son. The judge asks her to speak slower. Don't talk so fast, ma'am. We have to be able to understand. So you said that July, there's dates in July that you're not available. What are those dates? She says July 7th, July 4th, and July 18th. And again, I need to figure out something, Bristol replies. I have my sugar daddy that I see every day. I'm sorry, the judge asks, with an unmoved expression on her face and cocking her head. My sugar daddy, Bristol repeats. Okay, I'm not exactly what you're talking about, but I'm married, and I have my sugar daddy, she says again. I see him every day. Okay, all right, the judge says. Ma'am, we'll come back to you, okay? Thank you. She then instructs jurors whose names are called out to fill out a questionnaire before the audio stream is muted. They ended up dismissed. It worked. Bristol wasn't the only prospective juror to ask to be dismissed. You know, if you're the judge, you're like, ma'am, you realize that this is just fantastic that you said that. But, this is being recorded. And is your husband, if I'm the judge, I would have said, and this judge, by the way, is kind of hot. Look at her. God, man, I'm telling you. That would be so great to be just bossed around by her. I would be like, just shove me. Do whatever you want. I don't care. Boss me around. If I'm the judge, it's just, I realize I've got something hysterical. And you do everything that you can to keep her on the jury. Because, well, it's just, but as it probably turns out, they realize that her being so stupid that she reveals that shit, she's too stupid to actually be on a jury. She would fuck everything up. Okay? So because you know how the attorneys can strike people? You're free to go. Why? Well, because we said so. But what they want to say is, well, because you're so fucking stupid. You're obviously a total memard because you're that easily throwing that out there. But I don't know. Maybe she's got some arrangement with the husband. He's like, I don't even care. You got your sugar daddy. God, that is a weird world. Several people cited family commitments. Some did not sufficiently speak English. Some had travel plans. Others had health issues. In all, 12 jurors and 8 alternates will be selected, more than 120. What a terrible process this is. No wonder why the gears of justice turn so slowly. We got to sit there and do all this shit. Nobody wants to do this. You're asking the public to stop their lives for this bullshit duty there should be professional juries, that these people are just paid to do this, to hear cases. That's what they do. And they're called every day of the week to be on block off the next month. You guys are going to be at this courthouse hearing this case. Bullshit. It's weird that we have it that way. It's so fucking archaic, and it's not effective in my opinion. And you're also rolling the dice that you are going to be interacting, or your story, whatever it may be in the court cases, is falling or is going into the ears and the brains of some of the dumbest people in society. You know, you run that risk, and then you also run the risk of juries like having an agenda, you know, and then lying about what they feel in the questioning to determine who the jury is. And then they're just doing that because they already have a preconceived idea of guilt or innocence. And they want to be on that jury, and they want to try to convict that guy. They've already determined the guilt or innocence. So that is bullshit. The way the process is now, I question that. I just want to say that was a great point by me, and I think that was a brilliant statement by myself. Aram says professional jurors would be never hear or read any news. Not necessarily. That's why they're professionals. I'm not saying in order to be professional, you have to have your head in the sand and not pay attention to what's going on. That's not what I'm saying at all. Got some Daisy snoring hard here. Holy crap. Threads Podcast Life Unfiltered. They are midway through their big April month off. It's a great time to get caught up as to what's going on Threads Podcast Life Unfiltered. That's where you can find them, threadspodcast.com, or wherever you download podcasts. Soccer player Cristiano Ronaldo. All right, it's no secret on this show that I am very finicky about the podcast that I listen to. I can count on one hand how many times I've listened to an entire episode of a podcast. Enter the Jordan Harbinger Show. You will binge Jordan Harbinger. See what I did there? Jordan Harbinger. JordanHarbinger show. You can also get more information at jordanharbinger.com. Wow, he touches on just about everything. Serious, insightful, interview, points of view, current events, mental health, becoming your best self. I know that sounds way woke, but it's true. I mean, who wouldn't want to be their best? Okay? The one that stood out to me right away, or two, I should say, were episodes 634 and 635. Joe Barone. Barone, mob guy, was a mob guy, and then realized, hey, I'm going to get killed. I need to turn. That's right. He became a rat, working with the feds and the mob at the same time. Holy crap. Can you imagine? The insight that Barone provides to Jordan about living that way is incredible. That's where I started. And now I've worked my way through several more of the episodes, and you must listen to the Jordan Harbinger Show. Again, jordanharbinger.com. That's JordanHarbinger. jordanharbinger.com, or download his show wherever you download podcasts. All right. A word about Vincero Collective. You know, you take a pair of sunglasses for granted, or a watch. But when you hold something that's real quality, made to last, made to look great for a long, long time, you notice Vincero Collective, a premium lifestyle brand carrying watches, sunglasses, and much more. That's what it's all about. Perfect for men or women of any style. Eye-catching modern designs to go with anything that you're wearing. I want you to go to VinceroCollective.com/Zane. You'll save 15% and get free shipping for listeners of my show. Use the code Zane and you'll be good to go. VinceroCollective.com/Zane. Now the watches. Stainless steel, durable silicone, and Italian marble straps, surgical grade stainless steel casing with Italian marble inlay. See what I mean? Made to last. Traditional automatic and Japanese quartz movements. That all means something fantastic in the timepiece industry. The sunglasses. You're like, wait a minute. Sunglasses aren't supposed to have so much heft to them. High quality sunglasses. All lens polarized. The frames are handcrafted. And I want you to go check out the selection of watches and sunglasses at VinceroCollective.com/Zane. Again, you'll save 15% and you'll get free shipping when you use the code Zane. How about this? Vincero has a 5-year guarantee and a 365-day free return policy for their products. But don't just take this knucklehead's word for it. Go check out the Google reviews. All right? Over 30,000 5-star reviews on these guys at Vincero Collective. They've been featured in Forbes, Business Insider, and Newsweek, just to name a few. Vincero Collective offers you a shopping experience you can trust. One more time to save 15% with free shipping for my listeners with code Zane. Support my show and go to VINCERO Collective.com/Zane. I think one of the first athletes to earn $1 billion, and his overall worth now is well over $500 million. I only say that for perspective because I don't think that there's anything in the world that if I had that amount of money could make me upset enough to do something like what this guy just did. He's walking off the field, and his team, I think he plays for Portugal or something like that. And no, I take it back. It says, I guess he plays for Manchester United. I don't know. Yeah, Manchester United fell to Everton on Saturday. He's walking off the field. He's pissed off, and there's his biggest fan is in front of him. Okay, and it looks like Ronaldo is limping a little bit. He's pissed, and he doesn't feel that great. And his number one fan is this super sweet autistic boy. It's always the autistic kid who has something terrible happen to him, and then the world turns on the supposed good guy, Ronaldo. So, this is why you got to be careful. Because you never know when you're going to be face to face with a sweet, vulnerable, autistic person, 14-year-old kid. Now, everybody's got their fucking phone out. There's whatever, 100,000 people that are there. Who knows? And this dude's limping off. Now, watch what he does to the autistic kid who's just shooting a video of his hero. Why can't I hear shit? I should be able to hear. Oh, I know why. Hold on here. I'm an idiot. There might not be sound of this video. All right. There you go. Here he comes. He's just walking off the field, minding his own business. He's in a little pain. He sees the phone. Bam! He just smacks the shit out of the phone. Kid's phone goes flying. Everybody's pissed off. Everybody hates Ronaldo. And that's it. You can't do that. You never know when you're gonna be assaulting a autistic child. Look at everything. Move it along. Bam! Him! Breaks the fucking phone. That's it. Everybody's yelling at him. Everton just won the game. Manchester United, they got their ass kicked, and then that's it. So now the mom, you see, now he's pissed off mom. And so she is on the warpath because the kid who was just trying to get a shot of his favorite player, this is just terrible. And now the cops are involved, as well as they fucking should be. They should immediately if you and I are walking down the street and someone's shooting a video of us and we do that, we're getting arrested. Okay? Jake Harding was recording Ronaldo as he left the field. It says the Portuguese striker. I guess he's from Portugal. Or that's his heritage. That's why I thought it was Portugal. The kid was left with a bruised hand by Ronaldo's slap. Now, the kid's 14. So you know that the kid has no ability to laugh this off, nor does the mother. If you're a 14-year-old child and something wonky like this happens, this will put the young person in counseling for life, or they may end up throwing themselves in front of a garbage truck or off of the tallest building. That is 99% of people age 13 to 25. If anything other than telling them they're doing a great job happens, they will kill themselves. I was just reading some statistics that in the year, like 20 years from now, there will be no people in the 40-year-old age bracket. There'll only be like 100 or 200 Americans in the 40-year-old age bracket because all of them will be dead. You cannot do anything to a young person without them killing themselves. So this is terrible. The mom needs to sue. It's like pre-crime. If you wanted, you can 100% prove that this is a terrible thing that Ronaldo did just by looking at the stats. They should sue him for the upcoming death of this 14-year-old because he's not going to be able to process it, and because that's the way it is. I don't know what's going on in the world, but that's true. Quote, "We were right by the tunnel where they came walking past. My son was there shooting the video. And then he lowered his phone because Ronaldo had pulled it down his socks and his leg was bleeding. He lowered his phone to see what it was. He didn't even speak. Ronaldo then just walked past with a terrible, terrible temper and smashed the phone out of my son's hand and carried on walking." Mom shared the pictures to the Liverpool Echo of the bruising to Harding's hand, allegedly caused by Ronaldo, as well as a photo of the boy's smashed phone. That, plus the upcoming death of the child, will be worth $100 million easy. He's an idol. My son's always been like, Ronaldo's going to be there. He's an icon. Oh, God. Good job by the mom to lay that on there. You got to. You have to do that. She's coming to grips with the fact that her kid is not going to be able to handle this and he's going to die. So she has to deal with that. But she's also overjoyed. This is all the cost of doing business. She will get $100 million, so she's happy about that, but she's also sad because the son is going to die. She says, "I'd understand if Jake were waving it in his face, but he wasn't near his face. It was down by the floor checking his injury. He's an autistic boy, and he's been assaulted by a football player. That's how I see it as a mom." Exactly. Yes, you're doing the right thing. Merseyside police confirmed Sunday it was investigating an alleged assault on a boy by one of the away team and will be speaking to all parties involved, while Ronaldo posted a message on Instagram on Sunday Apologizing for the outburst? No. He says it's never easy to deal with emotions in difficult moments such as the one we are facing. Oh, that's the wrong approach. You can't do that, Ronaldo. You can't make an excuse, you dick. Wow, he's 37 years old. By the way, what a dreamboat. He is probably one of the most handsome people on the planet. Nevertheless, we always have to be respectful, patient, and set the example for all the youngsters who love the beautiful game. He should add to this, I am sorry that 14-year-old will soon be dead by suicide. I would like to apologize for my outburst, and if possible, I would like to invite this supporter to watch a game at Old Trafford as a sign of fair play and sportsmanship. All right. I don't know if that's going to cut it. The mom is like, fuck you, pay me. $100 million. A Man U spokesperson said later Saturday that the club was aware of the incident and will cooperate with police inquiries. Okay. Now, in my opinion, he should not have said that apology. He should have simply said, fuck your phone. And then that's the end of it. That's the way it would have been when we were growing up. Okay? That would have been me walking outside of the barrier as the Detroit Lions are walking off the field, and Billy Sims smacks my Mattel football game out of my hands. And he would have said, fuck your game. But now we can't do that. Now that outburst there is going to cost you $100 million. So the mom needs to reject the apology and say that she is in the process of making funeral arrangements for her son because of this incident, and that is the end of it. John says the soccer dude should sue the autistic kid for emotional damage. I agree. We need more of that in this world. We need more of the athletes counter-suing so that we can end this madness. Kyle says, John, he was videotaping him without permission. Yeah, great point. It's the child's fault. This is all the fault of the child, okay? In the end, the world is better off with that child actually throwing himself in front of the garbage truck, okay? That's what we need more of to end all of this madness. Adam says, we are raising weaklings. Make bullying great again. All right. Did I say Adam? Sorry. My bad. There's a lot of Adams in here. It seems like everybody's named Adam. Too many Adams. Everybody I know is an Adam. Damn it. Sam the Jew is what I meant to say. Sam says, now I'm going to jump off a bridge. I clearly don't matter. Well, that depends. How old are you? Because if you're older than 27 and you jump off a bridge after something I said or did, that doesn't compute. If you're 27 and under, the logical response for anyone 27 and under when anything bad happens to you is to not move on from it, but to simply die. Kill yourself. That's what people do. And I'm not saying you should do that. I'm saying that's what they do. Sorry. There needs to be harsh punishment for young people that kill themselves. I think that is the approach that we need to take. In order to end this scourge of people killing themselves, the family needs to go to prison for life. So that will maybe deter these animals from the murder that they are committing. Perhaps then we will be able to put this to rest. It should be okay, we all know this, to smash the fucking phone out of the autistic kid, out of their hands. If we don't have this, then we don't have great moments anymore to park on this show. And another thing, that kid, basically nowadays, all you have to do is have an eyelid flutter and you can say, I've got autism. We've been way too liberal with the diagnosis of autism. When I went to school, autism did not exist. Well, it was there, but we had a different term for it. That one that I can't say now. So if there was an autistic kid, we would just, on the playground, refer to them something terrible, and then we would beat the shit out of them. And then we learned they had a term for their unbelievable strength. And I can't say it. Some of you may already know it's called a something strength. And then we figured out that they had the strength of 10 silverback gorillas. And then we were like, oh no, fucking shit, this is a problem. And they would kick the shit out of all of us. And then we're like, oh man, don't fuck with them anymore. Then things would get really bad. Then that's when the wheat was separated from the, how do you say it? Wheat from the chaff. Then we were like, okay, yeah, that's how you determine the pecking order in the school. And then nobody fucked with those guys because we realized that we get the shit kicked out of us, by them. So that's how it is. But nowadays, you don't do that. Okay. I hope you all found that funny. Some of you won't. Some of you will not. And we need to just accept those people who do not find any of that funny. We cannot look at them and say terrible things to them or about their inability to recognize some of the best satire that has ever crossed the lips of yours truly. Hey, Twitter world, it's yours truly. I watched a video yesterday of OJ, and he was in a cemetery. Hey, Twitter world, it's yours truly, and I'm here in this place right here. And I was like, oh, God, of all the places that set up a joke for OJ, him in a cemetery. I'm here in a place just like where my ex-wife and that guy who dropped off the glasses is right now. And I'm reflecting on how I need to look for the real killer. He was in the cemetery, and then he goes, friend of mine informed me that I live 5 minutes away here in Florida from the final resting place of one of my dear friends. And I said, no kidding. And he said, yeah, Juice. So I'm here at the grave of Leslie Nielsen. Oh, my pal Leslie. I did 3 movies with Leslie, and I tell you what, he always made me laugh. Oh, my God. The Juice is so worth following. God, is he ridiculous. And he never, ever, the guy is rock solid. His ability, because he's actually very informative and very knowledgeable, and he is very good at giving a message and talking. He's brief, he's to the point, and he doesn't fuck around. So he does this little salute to Leslie Nielsen, and 99% of the people that watch it are saying insults about him cutting off 2 people's heads and getting away with it. And he doesn't fucking blink. The guy is unflappable. He is absolutely unflappable. And I think he's just laughing all the way to the bank. I guess I don't know how he makes money, if he does at all. I know he has a pension from the NFL, and he lives very comfortably, but it's just fucking unbelievable. The stone face that guy has in all of his, whenever he's talking, everyone telling him, hey, yeah, you murdered your wife, you sick son of a bitch. And he's like, he didn't care. He's talking fantasy football like anyone gives a shit about that. One day I just want him to go, hey, Twitter world, yeah, by the way, I did do it. I ain't looking for, I mean, can you imagine the hits on that video of he in that silly Dr. Hibber voice of his from The Simpsons? Hey, Twitter world, I actually did plunge that knife into my wife's neck and fucking cut it like a loaf of bread. He wrote a book about getting away with it and got away with it. Chris says, why are we telling people to fuck themselves? Are you guys doing that? LOL, this is escalating for no reason. OJ sees his wife's killer every time he brushes his teeth. All right. Sam says, my friend's brother has Down syndrome. He even calls his brother a certain term that's terrible. Yeah, and then he gives me a Webster's dictionary definition of the word. Yeah, okay, cool. I think it's more fun to dance around it. That's what I am going to choose, to dance around the word. I just can't do it. You realize this all goes back to my wife. If she finds out that I'm saying that, it's over. She is going to kick my ass. I have been with her since January of 1989, boys, and there's a reason for that. Okay? You know, there's a certain amount of wiggle room this sweet, graceful lady will give your old pal Eric Zane to allow me to do the things that I do to satisfy my primitive male urges, to act like an asshole. But she will not allow that. So I'm not going to drop that slur on the world. So quit sending me Merriam-Webster dictionary definitions of that word. All right? I'm not doing it. I'm not going down that road. Full support for Cristiano Ronaldo. He's being way too nice. Thank you to Tag Accounting. I have 2 more returns that I have to do. Well, I don't. The tax hobbit's doing it. And the deadline's like days away. He has to do the NFK's return and Madison's return. I'm not doing that shit. I just send it to him via the online portal. Do that shit, man. And he charges me less than anybody else. And there's no fuss, no muss. 616-301-9516. Call or text. If you're down to the wire, don't worry. Just as long as you have your shit together, your little forms that they send you, and you take, they're still in the envelope, okay? And they're stacked up on a shelf in your house. And you're like, oh, God, I gotta do that shit. I'm like, you fucking just do what I tell you to do. It'll be done. 616-301-9516. You're going to see a couple of, there's a couple of young people that work there. That's PJ and Christina. These are like his assistants. They're going to help you. And because he's not going to pick up the phone because he's like white knuckling it right now at the little tech, the little tech's desk trying to do people's taxes, get as many returns as he is burning the midnight oil at this point. Okay. What he does is he works 16 hours a day and then he sleeps probably about 18 hours a day. And then he sleeps for a handful of hours. And then he just sleeps at the office. Because this is it. Get as many returns done as possible. Tax deadline hits, and then, oh, my God, he just gets shit-faced drunk, and then it's all over till next year. 616-301-9516. Another sponsor I want to talk about, JM Synthetics. You need oil for your DIY jobs. AMSOIL, the best in the business. You need oil. You need oil filters. You need air filters. You need any other filter for your car. You need any other lubrication for your whatever piece of equipment, heavy duty, light duty, a boat, ATV, motorcycle, chainsaw, gun. There's a product that Jason loves that it's, I forget what it's called. I think it's called anti-crust or anti-stick or something like that, or mudslinger. It might be mudslinger. And what you do is, like, on your lawnmower and your weed eater, you get all the grass that gets caked on there like shit, and then you clean it off, and then you spray some of this shit on there, and then it's like a protective barrier. When you're done, you just basically run just a little bit of water on it, and it's 1,000,000% clean. So how about that? But the last time I talked to Jason, he said that it was on back order because everybody buys that shit. So you might want to ask about that. Okay. But what you need to do here is go to jmsynthetics.com. You can shop by product or by piece of equipment or vehicle. And then buy. There's a phone number on the website. That's Jason's. You can text it or you can call it. Say, hi, this is so-and-so. I listen to the Zane show. I want this, this, and this. And then it shows up at your door. And then that's it. Now, on the website, it's going to say, buy here. Don't do that. Call or text him. Trust me on this. The reason why I say that is because the margin of profit improves for him. And he's just like you and me, trying to make ends meet. So fucking buy some shit from him. 616-747-0233. Some of you that listen to the audio podcast, you don't get it here on the live stream, but on the audio podcast, you've been hearing like these ads that I do every day live on the show. And then you'll hear like another pre-recorded ad of me. That's good. Okay, that is a good thing. Like, I think I'm doing one for a sunglasses company. I'm doing one for another podcast called The Jordan Harbinger Show. Before too long, I'm going to start one for a booze delivery company. So you're sitting there by the bonfire, drunk as shit, and everybody's like, we got to go get more beer. Let's just hit this button. You hit a button, and then 15 minutes later, a case of Budweiser shows up. This is all good. I know you're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Hey, trust me. Just listen. Shut up. Take a breath. Listen to it. It's fine. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. 800 episodes of doing this, of building this from zero. Absolutely nothing. Trust me. This is fantastic. Process it. You'll get through it. Okay. In mere moments, Joe Martinez is going to be at this house taking care of the boiler. Thank God. You got to have, quote, a guy. Joe Martinez is my guy. He needs to be your guy, too. So, if you're in the community of West Michigan, that's your guy. No one else. And the reason why this is so important is because if you're not sold, let's say you need a new furnace, okay? First of all, Joe, and the number one furnace brand in the world today is the Comfort Maker, okay? Everybody's like, oh, you got a Comfort Maker. Holy shit. So you might think that him installing the Cadillac of brands would make him more expensive. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. You get fucked hard by everyone else in this industry. And if you don't believe me, do this. Go ahead and call any other two companies. You know? Doesn't matter who. Could be one you see everywhere, some guy who's just got a truck and thinks he can do it cheaper. Go ahead and get those estimates. I don't care who with. First of all, they're not going to install the Comfort Maker. You got to be, they're very selective as to who they want installing their shit. Okay? So the loser with the pickup truck that's falling apart, he's not going to be installing the Comfort Maker. He's going to be installing some shit brand that's going to fall apart on you, and everybody's going to die of carbon monoxide poisoning. But go ahead. Get those estimates. And then call Joe. If by some weird circumstance he decides that he's going to be greedy and charge you more, all you have to do is say, yeah, eat shit. Eric Zane said you're going to beat these estimates. And he's going to go, I should have known, senor. Okay? He's going to beat it. He's going to beat it anyway. I don't even know why I said that. It's absolute shit. He's great. 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. When this man started marketing on this podcast, he just had one vehicle, a van, with his logo on the side of it. Since then, he's replaced that van, and he's got two others. He's got two other techs doing the work. He's got a full staff of people. By the way, these people, they're all his family. Two son-in-laws, which are, just kicking ass in this industry. They'd never done anything like this, and now they're expert techs because Joe's taught them everything they need to know. And then his daughters help run the business. His wife sits there and taps her foot at him when the fucking idiot spends way too much money on hockey jerseys. She's like, what the fuck? I could be at the casino, you asshole. And here you are buying a fucking Moritz Sider jersey, you dumb dick. And you're Mexican. You're not even supposed to like hockey. Let's go to the casino and I'll give you anal. Pain at the pump. And some of you dildos seem to think that this is Joe Biden's fault. It's not, but you still maintain that. I don't want to argue with you about it. Some of you have been posting stickers on gas pumps of Joe Biden saying, I did that. They're hilarious. This is video of some dude in Pennsylvania who did that exact thing. Now, you got to remember, the pumps are owned by, store owners, and they would rather you not put stickers on their pumps. So in this scenario, this idiot right-wing jackass decides that he wants to put a I did that sticker on there. Put it on there at your own risk. And the chick who works there, she goes, hey, dickhead, that's our pump. Don't put your stupid stickers on here. And the guy goes crazy and starts yelling at the woman who works at the gas station. She calls the cops. Okay, let's pick this up. Okay, he's having a temper tantrum. He's roaring his disapproval with the cops who are saying, hey, dude, you can't do that. Well, he's not happy. Watch the temper tantrum. And then also, what I really want you to focus on is this. Wait till you see his running form, because he ends up going after the chick who's the attendant who tells him to stop sticking stickers onto her pumps, okay? He goes, Joe Biden, I did this. That's what I did. Get her ass out of here. Watch him run. Look at him. What was up with that run? He was running like fucking Lamar Latrell from Revenge of the Nerds. Cop brings him down. This guy's like, I used to defend the blue. No, I'm not. The cop goes, look, I want to love you, but I can't. The guy's not resisting, so he's He's got that going for him. All because this stupid asshole want to put a fucking sticker on the thing. I'm gonna get a lawyer. All right, so that's it. There's a little bit more to this.
Be on video. Go ahead and bash my head. Just slam me in here. Let's see some blood, man. Let's see some fucking blood.
He won't get in that fucking car. If this guy were black, he'd be dead. He'd have been dead at the pump. Look at They're like, Jesus Christ. Enough, you idiot. Shut the fuck up. Holy shit. Okay. With that as a backdrop, there's boy, where is it now? There's a story going around. This is out of North Alabama about this sticker.
Oil prices skyrocketing, and as gas prices surge in response, some people are voicing their concern with a satirical sticker at the pump.
831's Nicole Zedek joins us live now with how a small sticker is causing big problems for local gas stations.
It's this little sticker that's popping up across gas stations all across North Alabama. It's a picture of Joe Biden, and they place it next to the high dollar signs, and underneath it says, "I did that." And while it might seem like a funny political message to some, it could actually cost the gas stations a fine for vandalism.
What?
I take off five or six a day from our different pumps.
The assistant manager of the Exxon off of Highway 72 in Athens says as gas prices keep climbing, these stickers are rising up with them.
I got one here. Is the "I did that," and then they put it by the pump, and it's supposed to be, I guess, that President Biden is causing the gas to go up.
A satirical joke that is turning away some customers.
Is his name? Did it say Perry Cagle?
I have had one or two people come in here and complain about it.
Not only that, but the stickers could cost this locally owned station a corporate fine.
The point of the matter is it's causing issues for us because we get points taken off if our corporate comes by and does inspections. They do.
Perry Cagle is all for.
Hi, this is Perry Cagle. I'm here to improve your pelvic floor of gas prices.
People voicing their political beliefs.
Do you struggle with a little bit of pee-pee? I'm Perry Cagle. I can help you with that.
Just not at his workplace.
Put it on your car, put it on your house. Don't vandalize, private property.
Because the person who it's meant for will.
I can't believe that this guy in North Alabama, since he's south of the Mason-Dixon line, hates black people. He seems so sweet, Perry Cagle does.
Will likely never see the message.
Joe Biden doesn't own this station, and he's not going to come by and fill up his tank and say that sticker and go, "Oh man, I should have lowered gas prices today."
Perry Cagle with the words of wisdom, ladies and gentlemen. No, we need more of those stickers, because if we have more of those stickers, we have more incidents like the previous one that I just showed you of that sick January 6th insurrectionist getting his ass kicked by the cop.
Now, Cagle says
But you guys who put those stickers on are too stupid to realize that that's someone's property that you're putting a sticker on, you asshole.
Seen this sticker at some other gas stations around the area, so he knows it's a common trend. He's just asking that if people do want to make a political message, put the sticker on your own personal property. That way you're not hurting his workplace as well. Reporting live in Huntsville, Nicole Zedek, Way 31 News.
Yeah, like when you assault a black guy for no reason, okay? You can put the sticker on yourself. Okay, and then it says, "I did that," and then everybody's on the same page. Then it's showing what you did. You're not harming anybody with the sticker on your forehead, and then everybody knows that you did that. It all works out, right? Does this make sense? Nick says that's Kenny's brother for sure. Yeah, I believe that. I didn't know you had a brother had a different last name. Is that like a brother from another mother? What's going on there? All right. Sorry it took me so long to get that damn thing. Everything crapped out. All right. Moving on. I do not miss riding my bike on area roads because everyone's so GD impatient. You never know when you're going to get somebody in a bad spot and they're going to be pissed off and they're going to... I've had people spit on me. I almost got into that fight with that guy I told you about when I was wearing the radio station I work for's jersey. That led to me almost getting fired. There's always somebody doing something stupid. And then a lot of times the bikers get pissed off too, and then everybody's stupid. So it's just not good. In fact, being that I used to be on a bike, I'm glad I'm not on it because it's gotten much worse. I think it's a bad decision to ride your bike on the roads. Yeah, I get it. You should be allowed to do it, but most people hate you when you're on a bike. And, not everybody is patient. Most people aren't, and they'll try to, fit their car in between the car coming towards them and the bike a lot of times. That could be create an unsafe scenario. Most people don't understand that the space that they occupy requires you to get all the way over when you pass them. Most just kind of buzz right by them. Not good. But anyway, that isn't really the case here because this lady's killing of these two bikers has an excuse, okay? And I think it needs to be looked at. She killed two people on a bike in Salt Lake City, Utah, okay? And she's facing charges of crashing her car into two dudes on bikes. And but what was found out later was she had shit her pants. And she said, and according to police, they said that she, according to what she told them, began to uncontrollably defecate in her car, which caused her to swerve and hit the men. The lady's name was Julie Budge, which I think there's all sorts of jokes in there because the last thing her feces did was budge. It actually came pouring out of her asshole. She has what is called irritable bowel syndrome, which I think I might have a touch of. Every time I start running outside, I have to take a shit. So that might be what I have going for me, too. The victims, two dudes from California, they were in a local bike race. Yeah, I hate the fact that bike races happen on open courses like that. If you're ever going to do a bike race, it should be on a closed course. If you do an open course bike race, like a triathlon or something like that, you are putting your life into your own hands. I never, ever considered that all the years doing that. And I saw many people get greased by a car. I never got hit. I'm lucky. I'm glad I'm out of the game. Because you never know when someone like Mrs. Budge is going to shit her pants. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm near a guy's on a bike and I happen to shit my pants right when I'm passing them uncontrollably, I would say the risk is exponentially greater that I am going to hit those people. And I think that is an acceptable defense, and that needs to be looked at. And when you go into court, I think you're going to have to prove that you uncontrollably shit your pants. So what you would do was try to induce that to happen in the courtroom. So you're in there trying to defend yourself, fighting for your life, and then while actually in court, you shit your pants. Okay? And then you have to prove it. Either have a camera on your asshole or something like that, be sitting on a glass chair, or show the diaper in the courtroom. If you're a good lawyer, would go the extra mile to make this obvious. Budge told the cops she had various medical issues and that she did not see the two men. At the very least, possibly she could get negligence because if you can shit your pants at any one moment, you probably shouldn't be driving a car. I think a suspended sentence of like a week for killing these two people is all that should be on the table. She says that she did not see the two men. She also said she couldn't get her car to stop after the crash until it stopped several hundred yards away from the crash site. The two men whose names have not been released were transported to a local hospital. They are dead. A witness told police that the suspect did not seem to have the intention of stopping after hitting the two cyclists. Well, that is an interpretation. You don't know what she was sitting in, so that witness can fuck off. Budge reportedly failed a series of field sobriety tests. Well, that could mean anything. And told officers she had been taking fentanyl through an IV drip since being admitted to the hospital the day before. Yeah, so there, what do you think of that? Budge was booked into the county jail where she remains in custody. That's a travesty. On Monday, she was charged with 2 counts of automobile homicide. With criminal negligence. 2 counts of DUI, 2 counts of leaving the scene of an accident involving death, reckless driving, and improper lane travel. I think that will all be thrown out as soon as they produce some tangible fecal evidence to this case. Wow. Your Honor, I shit my pants uncontrollably right at the moment of impact. I mean, if a judge doesn't see that, I don't know what. There's a lot going on wrong with the world if that's the case. Excuse me. Godspeed to Miss Budge. Why am I losing my voice? Holy shit. Okay, I've got, not a ton of time because Joe Martinez is going to be here shortly. Hang on a second here. Perfect. Period. Text me when you're in the driveway. All right. April is National Donate Life. Let me try that again. It's not life. April is National Donate Life Month. Thank you to my friends at Gift of Life, Michigan. I wrote down a note. And I wanted to make sure I had it for this. And I can't find it. Oh, here it is. This is what I want you to do. Go to GOLM.org, giftoflifemichigan.org, and fill out your donor card. If you are in another state listening to this or watching this, go to registerme.org. GOLM.org or registerme.org. And commit legally by filling out the form, take you 1 minute, that if you're riding down the street and some lady shits her pants and hits you and kills you, we will take your organs, they will take your organs and save someone's life. Wouldn't that be fantastic? That's what I'm asking you to do for National Donate Life Month. You can save 8 lives and improve the lives of more than 100 more with tissue and cornea donations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right? GOLM.org, registerme.org. Last week was National Living Donor Day. I did a live web stream with Jeffrey, my recipient, and some other organ donors and their recipients. It was fantastic. I love that. People from Gift of Life are great. People with the National Kidney Association were on the thing. It was sweet. I know my pal Kenny was there, who Jeffrey just loves you, by the way. I haven't filled you in about where you live, so he doesn't know. No, I think maybe he may know. I'm just kidding. I can't even get behind that joke. No, he loves you very much, so thank you very much for participating and watching what we talked about there for National Donate Life Month. Again, GOLM.org or registerme.org. Blue Frost IT is the managed IT service provider for this silly, ridiculous, satirical show that apparently is today. Blue Frost IT, online at bluefrostit.com for anything at all, either project work or managed IT work. They do it all. Voted number 1 by all of the other IT companies in West Michigan. That's unbelievable. Yeah, well, they get together for a big kind of like nerd powwow downtown at one of the venues. And they all get drunk And I think there's an orgy. And then at some point before the orgy begins, they have to vote on another IT company that is, in their opinion, the best. They cannot vote for themselves. And now for 4 years running, because the last orgy just finished, they have won that award again. Blue Frost IT. Thank you to them. 616-200-8550. Not sure if they participated in the orgy. It's a husband and wife team. I don't think they're into that. They may have gotten out before the orgy festivities with the IT crews started. But rest assured, that's the way it is. Prince Arming. Gun class is, I think, in April. I don't want to screw this up again. When is the next gun class? All right, give me a second. I think it's the end of May. With retired U.S. Army Major Steve Prince, if you've always wanted to carry a pistol concealed, well, in the great state of Michigan, the first thing that you must do is get your pistol permit. It's the first step is not buying a gun. Don't do that, because you're going to practice on the range there, and you'll be able to determine the gun that fits you best. Saturday, May 21. Sarah Rook-Ruck-Roosh, I'm looking at you. Okay. CPL CCW class in Holland, Michigan. This is practically your backyard. You were almost a victim of workplace violence when that shooter showed up at your place of employment, disrupting everything for you and putting your life in jeopardy. So you in particular need to put this down on your calendar. Facebook.com/PrinceArming/events. It's $125. Take the class. You can also reach out with a call or a text to Steve and tell him who you are. Please mention me when you sign up for the class. 616-204-1705. Okay? How's that? I want to thank you for your participation in this podcast. Without you, I'm nothing. I occasionally give you a hard time and make fun of you and say bad things. I don't mean them. I am trying to piss you off at times with the absurdities that I talk about. I hope you can look past my attempts at humor when I attack you for various reasons, that I've convinced you into thinking that I'm really just teasing you when actually I mean it. Without you, I am nothing. Thank you for enjoying the free podcast. And thank you for signing up for my Patreon. Mother Mary says sign up for the Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Don't let Mother Mary down during this Easter season. Andrea says, it's okay. We just talk about you behind your back. That's okay. I expect that. All right. The asshole of the day today. Another horrible radio dream. Sonny the dog. Self-driving car pulled over. Aram's ridiculously horrible Dear Meathead question. God, read it to yourself and think like a dementia patient. The sentencing of the Parkland mass murderer. The lady needs her sugar daddy. Ronaldo slapped a phone out of some kid's hand. Pain at the pump. I did that stickers. Boy, we talked about a lot. Driver shits pants, kills cyclists. On the Patreon, I have an update on Stu McAllister. I also have an update on Black Hodor. You don't know about Black Hodor if you've listened to the Patreon. You don't understand the reference, though you might be able to piece it together. There is another Black Hodor update. I have to pee, so I'm just going to throw it out there that Sonny the dog is the asshole of the day for barking at me when all I was doing was trying to help that fucking dog. Sonny the dog is your asshole of the day, brought to you by JM Synthetics and TC Paintball. Ooh, Adam says, can we also get an update on the sensitive topic we were talking about yesterday? Yes, that's a great idea. I wouldn't have thought about that. Thank you. Jamingo and Boomer Bob are not doing a podcast now. That's too bad, because I want to send you over there to hear what those Neanderthals are talking about, but they always do it. They only do it like once a week. I think the Rebeneckis podcast is something else that happens, but I think that happens in the evening hours. So as much as I want to give you the Boomer Bunker and hear these sicko Capitol rioters, insurrectionists, Klansmen do their show as they talk about the advantages of being a pedophile, I can't do that today because they're too busy doing other bullshit. What the fuck are you doing? Working? Come on. Everybody knows that's not true. All right, Joe Martinez is pulling in my driveway, so I got to leave you. I've had it. Thank you very much for being here on this show with me. Till next time, look at Bruce. Look at him. Hello, buddy. Hey, Brucey. I want you to have a great day. Just remember, vote Democratic. Straight ticket. Vote Democrat. Always vote Democrat. All Republicans must die. Till next time, folks. Bye-bye.